Hi guys. So it is 4:55 in the morning because I'm on Florida time still, but I wanted to tell you about day 2 at VidCon, which was so great. I saw the Try Guys first thing in the morning at the arena, which was overwhelming. They were so charismatic and so funny and just unbelievably goofy, which is exactly what you would expect because because they're the Try Guys. They left BuzzFeed, but they still have a strategic partnership with BuzzFeed, and I have no idea what that means. But they still get to keep the name The Try Guys and make videos under that brand. And so they have their own company, and Ned just had the baby and has built a new house, and they're filming in Ned's old house, which is pretty funny, I guess, until they sell it. So it's pretty awesome. And Ned came right out and split his pants, so that was hilarious. Then I saw the most amazing interview with Burnham, who I love. Grace Helbig, who is amazing. They're both such funny improv, you know, they do comedy professionally, obviously, and they were so sweet together and so quick and so funny. At one point, one of the people asked a question, how do you deal with hecklers, Bo? Because we know you shoot them down. And he's like, well, give it your best shot. And then everybody started yelling at him, and he just started shooting everybody down. I don't know why I'm snapping and pointing today, but he was shooting everybody down. And it was so great. And he was talking about his movie 8th Grade, which is a movie about a 13-year-old girl. And he wrote it and he directed it. And he kind of, I can't think of the word, but ran it by, vetted it with 13-year-olds, and if anything didn't sound authentic to what a 13-year-old would say, it wasn't in the movie. So it's not like he said it's not like a 13-year-old movie written from an adult perspective. It's more like a 13-year-old telling a 13-year-old story played by a 13-year-old. And unfortunately, it's rated R, just because there's some sensitive moments. But and I say unfortunately because it's, looking at the preview, I think a lot of people need to see this movie. And, rated R movies scare people away. But, yeah, that was great. I'm reading off of a list if you can't tell. I got some Jacksfilms merch. Me, big boy. And I went to the booth, and the guy was so excited. He was a Jack super fan, and I'm a Jack fan. And he was like, oh, do you like Jack? Are you going to meet him? And I'm like, no, I didn't get the meet and greet. But, I'm going to see his interview later. And he was like, well, we have this photo booth. And so you go to the photo booth and you take pictures, and then you retweet them, and Jack will like them and retweet them. So I took 4 pictures in the photo booth. And he said, oh, you should dab. So that was my first and probably last time dabbing. But the pictures never came to my phone, so I'm going to go to the photo booth again today and I think try it again. Because if anything, I just want the pictures, because it's just ridiculous for a 45-year-old woman to dab. It just is. So anyway, later that day, I saw him get interviewed. It was only a 30-minute interview, and he didn't get a chance to be as funny because it was more of a serious interview. I really enjoyed it, though. He's just a really funny, smart guy, and he's been on YouTube since almost the beginning, and he's been to every VidCon except the first one. And it's just nice to see people that have worked hard and have been around a long time still get successful and stay successful when they deserve it, because he's a really smart guy. Then I went to a panel on niche, or niche. I don't know. How do you want to say it? Let's just decide that we know. And there's a guy there. The guy that made the history of Japan? Well, he was there. And he's unique. He has an interesting energy. Like, everybody else was giving these, paragraph-long answers, and he would just grab the mic and go, yes. Everybody just laughed, and he just kind of looked at us. We're all like, okay. I mean, it wasn't like he didn't want to be there or anything, because later he was like, do you want a longer answer? And everybody was like, yeah. And he would talk a little bit longer, and it would still basically just be, yes. he's an interesting guy. And one thing that he did say that I thought was amazing was they were talking about, you know, when you start out and you don't have a lot of followers, and then later when you have more, is there a difference? And he said for him, no, because he just always pretended like he had a lot of followers. How great is that? But anyway, then I was starving, and no offense to people in Southern California, but my stomach was starting to feel really bad from drinking the tap water, because that's what I had filled my bottle of water with, was your tap water, thinking that I could do that. And apparently that's not a good idea, at least from the hotel. Let's just say the hotel tap water. It did have a weird taste. So I actually got some bottled water, and I guzzled that down and had a ham sandwich and some Nutter Butters, because I'm on vacation and I keep walking a lot of miles, and I feel like that's okay. So I did that, and I sat out in the sun, and I think I got a little bit of a sunburn. Oh, I did. That's okay. And then, there was this beautiful, beautiful exhibit for The Hate You Give, that amazing book that's coming out into a movie very soon, I think September, where you could take words and make messages, positive messages. And it was just very powerful because of the power of words. And there was, speaking of words, there was an Audible exhibit, but there was never anybody there. And I love Audible. You know, that's all I ever do is listen to audiobooks. But I was too shy to go up there by myself. But I wanted to get a picture with it because it had like letters like cascading down, and you could stand in the middle of it. So I might sneak in there. And then the odd ones out, the line to his booth, and he's not even there, was so long that I thought it was the Try Guys line. I mean, James is doing okay for himself, which is amazing. So that was my day yesterday. I went to a lot of panels. I had a good time. I'm getting increasingly tired. But that's okay. I think yesterday I was tired because I wasn't drinking that nasty water. I shouldn't call it nasty, but it is a little nasty. So, and I didn't run into my new friend, but that's okay. Maybe I'll see her today. So that's basically what's going on. I'm going to upload this and then get some breakfast. I think I'm going to actually have a meal today for breakfast, which is going to be great. I'll talk to you later. Have a great VidCon if you're here. If not, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.